Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope you're all having a lovely Monday morning. Today I would like to discuss China going back to some of the COVID restrictions they had before, right after loosening some of those COVID restrictions. In Beijing, they reported 45 new local cases on Monday afternoon. You have to keep in mind, this is an area with over 18 million people. They reported 45 new local cases. Well, guess we got to shut things down again. You have dine-in restaurants that are no longer doing dine-in, the schools are not reopening, and this is just one of those things where it's really difficult to imagine a part of the world that is more strict about COVID than California or New York, but my God, they exist. And one of the things that I think we're going to have to start asking ourselves as a country is, why do we have so much of our manufacturing done in this area that is run by an authoritarian regime, where at any given point in time, they can just say, let's shut everything down, and they really do actually believe that they can get to zero COVID, like zero as in zero. And at some point, I think it is going to be wise to start looking at alternatives in other countries. Not even saying bringing stuff back to America, because if you have a manufacturing base and you have people that have for 20 or 30 or 40 years been doing something that you stopped doing, it's going to be really, really difficult for you to just start doing it magically and be economically viable at it immediately. But are there any other places where we could be doing this? If there are no other places where we could immediately switch manufacturing to, then what is that going to mean for repair? Does that mean that if you cannot simply go into the store and buy another $500 smartphone the same way that you did before, buy another of whatever equipment you have, is repair going to be something that actually makes a serious comeback? Not because of right to repair laws, not because of YouTube channels like this, but out of actual necessity. There are more and more items, there are more and more supply chain disruptions that you hear about every single day. And at what point are we going to get to a point where it's like, you know what? It's not even worth it. It's not even economically viable to fix this item because it will cost more to fix than to buy a new one. But there's a 3-year waiting list to buy a new one. So fine, let's fix what we have. I'm very curious to see what this is going to result in when it comes to repairability and repairability coming back, because I don't see this going away. This is something that I discussed in a video just a few months ago. COVID protests at Quanah, a MacBook production facility in China, where you had people that were just running over barriers. They have these things, I think this is called like closed loop, where you essentially have people living and working in a particular place, so they're isolated. And then it did not seem like people were particularly happy with that. And there's this one line in this article that sent a chill up my spine. Again, even as somebody that has a business in New York City that dealt with New York City during COVID, residents earlier rushed to stock up on basic supplies in fear that a positive case in their compound would mean they're sealed into their homes. Let's repeat that. Residents earlier rushed to stock up on basic supplies in fear that a positive case in their compound would mean they're sealed into their homes. Even people in New York and California did not have to fear shit like this. And again, it just really does beg the question. I know we love our cheap shit. We all love our cheap shit. Nobody here wants to pay $8,000 for a Moto G smartphone. But at the same time, are there any other places that we could be doing manufacturing? Should we be focusing on those areas and as many industries as humanly possible starting right now? The best time to do this would have been 20 or 30 years ago. The second best time is right now. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and let me know if you think that if this type of policy and this type of disruption of supply chains into the future has a chance of resulting in a repair renaissance. And again, I want repair to come back because people actually find it interesting and fun to do, and because everything is made available for us to be able to do it. I don't want repair to make a comeback because it is necessary, because the world supply chain is destroyed by shit like this. But, I mean, if that's the way it's going to come back, well, we'll be here, and we'll make sure that we can make things work again, as we always have. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you all in the next video. I'll leave a link down below to the article. Bye now.